Last video, we talked about graphing untranslated log graphs, ones that had not been shifted left, right, up, or down at all. In this video, we're going to discuss what happens when you do decide to translate a log graph. Now remember, log graphs have vertical asymptotes. They're either going to tail off like this, or like this if we have a negative a. But it's going to be along that line right there. If we were to move this graph is going to go left 3, because there's a plus 3 on the inside, and down 1. Well, if we go down 1, because that's what mattered with the exponentials, it's still going to be tailing off along 0. Up-down movement doesn't really concern us right here when we have a vertical asymptote. But if we move our graph left 3, that actually does make a difference in our tail here. So when you look at a log graph, you're going to care about the left-right movement to get your asymptotes, which you're supposed to do before you plot your points. So realizing now, I'm going to have a vertical asymptote at x equals negative 3, this would be. I draw myself in an asymptote to remind me here. And then what I'm going to do, just like before, is plot my parent points. I'm going to pretend this plus 3 and minus 1 wasn't even here for a minute. And I'm going to get where my points would have been. I would have been looking at 1, 0. So I'm going to put a little slash mark there. And I would have been looking at 5, 1. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Those would have been my points. But my graph is being moved, let's see, I hope that's a 3. Left 3, yeah it did. Left 3 and down 1. So each of these points is going to go left 3, down 1. And I get my actual points. Left 3, down 1 for this guy. And those are the 2 dots I'm going to use in making my graph here. So my log graph on this example is going to be doing something like this. My domain here is no longer x greater than 0. Now it's x is greater than negative 3. And my range is still going to be all real numbers. One more example here. Again, when I have a vertical asymptote, I'm concerned about whether I move my graph left or right, because that's what will change where the graph tails off. We're going right 2 here. So I'm going to draw myself my asymptotes for my own sake here. Right there at x equals 2. My points would have been 1, 0. Again, ignoring those numbers. And 3, 1. But those points are going to go right 2 and up 4. So each of these dots, I'm going to start here. I go right 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, I'm going to go right 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my 2 points are plotted. All I'm going to do now is draw my graph. So my tail of the graph is going to go along here. I'm going to go through my 2 dots, and it's going to look something like this. Domain here would be x is greater than 2. And my range is going to still be all real numbers.